Hi everyone, welcome to Beyond Technology's SAP Tech Talk series. This series is designed to talk about topics around SAP, around ERP, around best practices, around all things of technology that helps run companies and make companies successful in this day and age. I have with myself Leonardo De Araujo and myself, Kurt Ramcharan, Head of Marketing, and Leo is the CTO of Beyond Technologies, and he's also an SAP mentor, one of few that are out there in this world, and we're lucky to have him with us at Beyond Technologies. Beyond Technologies have been awarded something that's very prestigious. We're part of the Lighthouse program. It's one of the SAP has awarded this to certain partners across the globe to be enabling us to resell, pitch the value, and introduce S/4HANA Cloud into the market. So we were lucky to have that bestowed upon us. And during our sales cycles, meeting with prospects and clients, talking about S/4HANA Cloud, talking about S/4HANA in general, we had a lot of questions come up. So we decided to do this Q&A to help the public understand a little bit more about S/4HANA. And Leo has been great with us. He's going to take the time to explain it. We're in Leo's home, and he's going to take the time for us and explain a little bit and shed the light on what S/4HANA is all about. On February 3rd of 2015, SAP launched S/4HANA, right, which I just mentioned right now, their biggest update to their ERP strategy in about over 2 decades. So it's been a while, right? Since then, we've been hearing a lot of buzz around this. A lot of people are talking. We're seeing posts and blogs and stuff on LinkedIn. So for those of us who don't know anything about S/4HANA, so assume we don't know anything about S/4HANA, can you give us a quick overview of what it is?
Yeah, of course. In fact, it's a great question because we still see a little bit of misunderstanding in the market. So S/4HANA is a completely evolution from the SAP ERP system. SAP took the opportunity with the introduction of HANA. We've been hearing for so long, HANA is changing everything. HANA is a big changing paradigm. It's true, but until we see material things, it becomes hard to understand that. Now, S/4HANA is the materialization of that. It's the opportunity they took to revisit ERP and rethink applications within ERP completely different. Right? So you can embed analytical and transactional functionalities in the same application. So you can evolve some of the existing applications in a different way. You can completely conceive things that didn't exist before. Just to give you an example, you're doing creating a purchase order and selecting a vendor. You can look up a vendor. Any system can do that. Now, this lookup can be done today based on very complex vendor valuation KPIs. So you're picking up based on ABC the best vendors for that particular material category.
Very nice.
Types of things that were not conceivable or not very realistic before. So these changes are so much in a point where it was not conceivable, it was not realistic to continue evolving ERP. So SAP took the opportunity to say, you know what, there's a new product coming up. ERP is ending, evolution will continue in the track of S4, a completely revisited system. So S/4HANA is to what SAP ERP was, the same thing as R3 was to R2. It's a major announcement, a major introduction of a new product, and for us, professionals and customers out there, it's very exciting times because you have opportunity to work with a very exciting product.
So part of SAP's strategy for this next generation ERP of S/4HANA was to offer different deployment options. So this is somewhat new. This is actually a new strategy that SAP is adopting, and it's very exciting. It's very interesting. Can you share with us a little bit about that? Those deployment options.
Options are good, right? Customers want options.
That's right. More options is always good.
But actually, what happens here is that really. SAP tried to address the 2 main deployment options that are there: on-premise and cloud.
Yeah.
So what SAP is doing is following the market that is really shifting towards adopting cloud solutions first, and they are adjusting development as well. So the product is evolving and being developed with the mentality cloud first.
Yeah.
And that is something that customers are starting to look at. Okay, let's look at cloud first, that edition. There is an edition that is focused more on best practice, out of the box, more standardized, more stable solution, but that can give me value a lot faster, a quicker implementation, a lower cost of running, and adopting innovations at a much faster cycle. You can have 4 releases a year. 4 releases a year, 4 upgrades coming to your solution without you having to do anything apart from retesting some things once in a while.
For an ERP, that's unheard of.
Yeah, and it's not for everybody. So you still have the on-premise option. On-premise option is valid, has been there for a very long time, and it's proven. But the approach of looking at cloud first gives that opportunity of saying, you know what, if that solution standard cloud works for me, is probably the way to go.
During our sales cycles, we come across different types of organizations, and one of the things that pop up is there's different types of solutions offered by S/4HANA Cloud. Can you kind of give us an overview of what those solutions are? I think there are 4.
Yeah, when you look at the cloud, as it is a packaged solution,
Yeah.
it focuses on 4, today 4 scenarios. There's a 5th one coming, but the 4th are, you can have a focus on a financial backend.
Yeah, okay.
So imagine all the scenarios where companies just want to have a financial system.
Yes.
A very valid scenario, have a customer live already running on it, and it's focused on AR, AP functionality, financial postings, statements, and so on. For some customers, that's all they need. For some customers, it is a stepping stone, and put this in and look at something else after. Now, if you look at finance, the finance side of an ERP system. That's what is prepackaged and you're running. Fine. But if you want to run a larger scenario, more like an ERP, there's the enterprise management.
Okay, great.
And that is an ERP flavored, pre-configured scenario running sales, inventory, so on. Third option now, it's still in the same mindset of having a large scope, but industry focused for professional services companies.
Okay.
Running projects, billing customers for time and material, fixed bid projects, things like that.
Got it.
And there's also a 4th edition, marketing.
Okay.
So SAP is trying to address more prepackaged for different scopes and different utilizations.
Just something that hits home for me. So. So let's put it all together. So if I understand correctly, S/4HANA has offered different solutions, the solution types you just described. There's different deployment options, the on-premise and the cloud. So one of the things that I guess organizations are now asking themselves this question is, okay, well, how do I determine which one's best for me? How do I go forth determining what's my next step?
Yeah, that's the
Tough question.
the catch about options, right? You give options, now it's now sorted out which one is the best. As I mentioned, with the approach of going and following the market, cloud first, doing SAP's development cloud first, I think customers also should look at that and see, is there a solution cloud out there that does what I want, or close enough? Because maybe sometimes a 90% fit is enough for me to run, and I may be able to live without 10%, or I'll have some workarounds. The value of running cloud, the cost of running cloud, and what I'll be able to reap in terms of benefit may justify very, very easily.
Yeah.
So having that approach of looking at cloud first, and if not, well, then there's always the on-prem. It's a very valid approach because at least you did the due diligence of looking, can I run cloud? Now looking at the editions, that is a scope discussion. It's an industry scope, it's a functionality scope, and it's customer by customer base, but at least you have options.
To summarize, we describe what S/4HANA Cloud is, the different deployment options, the solution types, and how to consider an S/4HANA Cloud deployment. Next, is there anything else that we can think about? Anything else? Any other tips for the organizations out there and what they need to do and what's their next steps as well?
Yeah, sure. So I like to summarize in 4 points, and these are important. So big takeaways. S4 is a new product.
Yes.
It's not just a simple evolution from ERP. It is a new product, and as a consequence, what it means is that SAP ERP is end of life. The evolution and the innovation will not happen in ERP. Will continue to happen in the S4 side.
Okay, got it.
Very important for the roadmap discussions of any customer. Second point is that, as I mentioned, the HANA platform, the refreshment of the UI, the new interface, and so on. These evolutions are coming so fast for S4 that it's just not small incremental changes. So another reason to look carefully and see how this solution is evolving. The version 15.11, the first edition, was the first release, so he had areas of lack of scope.
Yeah.
The solution today, available 16.10, is very mature, definitely worth looking at. Third point is that there are tools out there that you can run to help you assess your readiness and your options for migrating to. That's
very interesting.
So very easy, doesn't take a huge project to do that, very worth looking at. And the fourth point in summarizing the whole thing is that S4 is in the roadmap of every single customer. The question is when. So maybe it's not now, but the discussion of when should be taking place now, because this will have implications on how you see the upgrades and the evolution of your solutions in the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not ready right now. Maybe you take a look at that later, but let's start the discussion today.
Yeah, the sooner the better.
The sooner the better.
I hope this was helpful for all the organizations who are, number one, have an existing SAP ERP solution, are looking to make the move, and are curious about S/4HANA Cloud and S/4HANA on-premise. And any organizations out there who are looking to move to a new ERP, a next generation ERP, a forward-thinking ERP, hopefully this brought some scope and some vision to you guys. And Leo, I want to thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
And have a great day, everyone.